No, I transitioned into sports, but I've been covering the Jacksonville case. I'm a Florida boy. I was the first person who covered the Ksoo case, but I got away from it. I'm going to break this case down, but let's look at the receipts first. Let's look at the footage of him being found guilty. Then we'll cover the rest and we'll break everything else down. Let's get to that. Smash that like button, hit that notification bell. I'm your guy, DJ Bless One, the best one.
5 years after the murder of Charles McCormick Jr., 2 men have been found guilty of his death. Hakeem Robinson and Leroy Whitaker Jr. shot the victim outside an Arlington shopping plaza in 2020 over a rap diss track. Action News Jack's Madison Foolio is live outside the Duval County Courthouse now. And Madison, a very emotional day for all parties involved.
Yeah, Hakeem Robinson's family did not want to speak with anyone after the verdict was read, but I did have a chance to speak with Leroy Whitaker Sr., Leroy Whitaker Jr.'s father, and he told me the moment he heard the guilty verdict, he was speechless.
State of Florida versus Hakeem Robinson verdict as to count 1. We, the jury, found the defendant guilty of first-degree murder.
These are the moments 2 men learned their fate in the trial of the 2020 murder of Charles McCormick Jr. Hakeem Robinson and Leroy Whitaker Jr. were both found guilty of first-degree murder in McCormick's death. Whitaker was also found guilty of burglary with assault or battery. Both men are alleged to be a part of the ATK gang. Investigators believe Robinson and Whitaker wanted to kill McCormick because of a rap song he made dissing Willie Addison, who is also Hakeem Robinson's half-brother. Robinson's family did not want to speak with us after the verdict was read, but I did speak with Leroy Whitaker's father, who describes what it felt like hearing the verdict and not being able to hug his son afterwards.
I feel like a fire truck just ran into me, man, and backed up, put it back in drive and ran over me again. I can't describe it. This excruciating pain right now that I'm going through.
Chris Carson is a defense attorney in Jacksonville. I asked him what sentencing could look like with these charges.
So given that it's not a death penalty case, the penalty is essentially mandatory life in prison. So if you lose and are convicted of first-degree murder, you get life in prison.
State Attorney Melissa Nelson sent us this statement after the verdicts were read, which reads in part, 5 years ago, Hakeem Robinson and Leroy Whitaker stalked a man and gunned him down in broad daylight because of disputes and drill rap. Today, a jury held them accountable for their brazen crimes. And as I was leaving the courtroom, I bumped into the defense attorneys for Hakeem Robinson. They did not want to provide a comment.
Hey, we done with that. We got to keep it trill and we got to keep it real. First of all, I was disturbed by ATK Scotty's father. He's up in there acting like his son is some good saint, like his son is some valedictorian, straight AB's honor roll student, and you over here, you were shocked. I wanted to hug him. Well, what about the family of the other people? I just wanted to say that, but let's go deeper because we're going to talk about Ksoo and we're going to talk about ATK Scotty. But let's talk about Ksoo father first, because I do got to talk about Ksoo for his tears, because Ksoo, to all you young dudes who want to be a stepper, who want to be in this drill movement, every single one of your favorite drill artists damn near about to cry when the judge reads the verdict. Ksoo wiped the tear and everything because they hit you, bruh. You did it all for nothing, but you tried to get victory for your brother. Then we find out from one of the rats who was the driver of the vehicle, he openly was telling everything on Ksoo like he remembered the best memory a human being could remember. And he said McCormick didn't even have anything to do with Willie Addison's death. Now, you guys don't know who's Willie Addison. That's Ksoo's half-brother. Go check out my documentary I did on it. I got the best documentary on it. Got like 200,000-300,000 views. I did this 6 years ago. His name was Boss Goon. He just came home after a 10-year sentence. I think he only served 6 years of a 10-year sentence, something like that. He wasn't even home for 6 months and he got murdered. They blamed Charles McCormick. They blamed Foolio. They blamed a lot of people. In fact, me and Foolio became friends because I treated Ksoo non-biased. I treated Foolio non-biased. The same thing with Young and Ace. It's my town, bro. It's Florida. I love Florida. I don't pick sides. Everybody dies, bro, in this situation, and everybody loses. Now, let's go to Ksoo father. You're the weakest bitch I've ever seen in my life. You don't get to play Good Samaritan now. You failed all of your kids. Your son got killed because of you, sir. The life you brought them in. It's not alleged. You are a murderer. Everybody in Jacksonville know your story. You are a murderer, sir. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not out here trying to prosecute you or anything like that. But Blue, you are a murderer, sir. Everybody in Florida and in the South know about you. The state knows about you. All the federal law enforcement knows about you. You are a murderer, sir. You did not give your kids a chance to live life. You never gave your kids a chance to live life. Ksoo was doing your dirty work for you. Ksoo went to get revenge for your kid that got killed in the same vehicle you were in the same club you drove your son in. You were your son's manager. You know about all the lyrics your kids was rapping about. Bosgoon, when he got murdered, you know the names he was antagonizing. You wanted it, you gave the green light. And essentially, you are the hands that pulled the trigger that eliminated your son. You are the gavel that banged, that gave your son and nephew, ATK Scotty, life. They should take accountability. We'll be finished flaming them a little bit throughout this video, but we need to talk about you. No matter how much we talk about the heinous act that your son, Hakeem Robinson, did, your son, Ksoo, just did in front of everybody, we can talk about it. But we need to look at the dad. There is no honor in what you just did. There is no honor in it. It's not even about snitching. You gave up your son, bro. You gave up your son. What type of failure does that? I've seen ministers that I know in real life. My father is a minister, but I'm not talking about him. I know two of his buddies who literally took the charge for their sons. One of them serving a 50-year sentence right now. And the whole goddamn hood knows he didn't do anything. He doesn't do crime. He didn't do anything. That boy never even smoked a cigarette. He's doing 50 years for his son right now. We're going to say allegedly because I don't know if I'm talking too much, but it needs to be shared to the youth. You're a coward. You didn't take the charge for your kids. You're a coward, sir. You said you wanted to come home for your 8-year-old and your 6-year-old. They're going to hate you forever. When they get enough knowledge, what you just did, you just sent their other brother up the road. You just sent their cousin, your nephew, up the road. Yes, I know Ksoo and his cousin got their own selves in trouble, but you literally pulled the trigger. You literally hit the gavel to send their family and loved ones away. This is not bless one mad because I support criminals. I don't. But goddamn, bro, when your own father gives you away, I'm not supposed to feel some type of energy for that. The streets bin was finished. The streets bin was done, but goddamn, even the dying bird, its last measures of good service in this world. You know what a dying bird does? When the mom is dying, the last food that's in its stomach, it regurgitates it out to feed the kids because it knows when I'm dead, damn, the kids might not be able to fend for themselves. At least my last contribution I'll do is give the last ounce of energy, food in me to feed my kids. And your bitch ass is out here giving your kids away, acting like it's their fault you're in this situation, sir. You taught them a life of crime. Every single one of your sons, besides the 2 adolescents, are out here allegedly being terrorists to the community, allegedly doing heinous things. And all I could think of, people always say, well, kids can't blame their parents. It's the kids' fault. No, man. I'm here to tell everybody listening and watching, I covered this case way before they even got in trouble for McCormick's death. I've been covering Ksoo since 2018, 17. This is the parents' fault. Yes, I'm putting the mama fault as well. The mom and dad failed their kids, failed them. Almost every single one of the brothers are in a dirty situation where their life is in danger or the cops are going to get them. And you mean to tell me this man gets to go in front of a national audience and tell us you did this for your kids? You wanted to bring your daughter to the father-daughter dance? Nigga, that's over with. Your only last actions as a father you could have done is make sure you got your kid and nephew home safety. I'm emotional about it a little bit. That shit cold, bruh. Like you guys can call me anything and think I'm supporting criminals. Nah, bruh. When Ksoo cried, Ksoo did not cry because he got a life sentence. Ksoo did not cry because he murdered somebody, he felt guilt. That man cried because he had a broken heart. Damn, my father just did this to me. A lot of dudes, I know y'all don't believe it. Listen to me being from the hood, being around alleged killers. Listen to Bless One when I tell you most killers don't cry after their sentence because they kill somebody. Most killers cry because of the person who betrayed them. It's always that case. So to message to the young people, I'm not going to shed a tear for Ksoo, no matter how much his heart is broken, or ATK Scotty. Because the truth is, Ksoo ain't even the one who pulled the trigger. When you look at the body frame, allegedly the nigga who snitched on Ksoo and ATK Scotty was the one who resembled the actual guy who pulled the trigger. But the state don't care about that. They want their 20-year sentence, they want their conviction rate, and they want the life sentence that's about to be handed. That's all they care about on paper. They don't care about which one of you dudes that gotta go down. So no real justice was really enacted because the actual killer's about to get a favorable sentence. All he had to do was lie and say they were the actual ones who pulled the trigger. Ksoo was always a chunky dude. That killer was not Ksoo at all. I'm not out here to say Ksoo is innocent, because if you take part in these actions, then goddamn you guilty. Ain't no tears over here. But I'ma just tell Ksoo, while you sitting and rotting in prison, imagine you have to know your dad is the one who got you in prison, and the guy who snitched on you was the real guy who pulled the trigger. Ladies and gentlemen, the streets are over with. That's why I'm gonna keep telling y'all, love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed. Stay the hell out the streets. Black people, can we stop putting out and promoting this type of behavior? Don't ask me why I went to sports. Covering hip hop is lucrative, it pays you good, but goddamn, man, you gotta go to sleep at night and you gotta wake up in the morning. A lot of you content creators who cover this nasty hip hop drill movement, how y'all don't be able to go to sleep at night? How do y'all get able to wake up? And the problem is, a lot of y'all ain't like me. I talk to the families after these kids die and before they die. I talk to the families, I give money back. None of you pieces of shit content creators have ever talked to the family members of these people and rappers who die or get incarcerated. None of y'all have ever given back. I'm proud to say our shit is documented. Don't ask me why I don't cover drill movement no more, because a shit bag is just a shit bag.